This is a stimulus and Social Security update. Got some important update to share with you. A huge announcement about new legislation in Congress giving $1,200 monthly checks to every adult in America, as well as $600 monthly checks to every child in America over the course of 5 years. I'll let you know where that stands in Congress. Huge changes to Social Security are likely coming. I'll let you know what those changes could be. And good news when it comes to inflation. It looks like inflation is on the way down according to new data coming out for March, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a terrific Thursday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more daily, straight-to-the-point updates on matters that financially matter to you. So let's talk about these stimulus proposals. Stimulus update. These proposals would restore and expand stimulus funding. So Representative Ilhan Omar has argued that the expanded child tax credit included in the American Rescue Plan Act should be restored and made permanent. There have been some attempts to restore that child tax credit, although unsuccessful in Congress, but she also supports the Support Act, which would provide $1,200 monthly $1,200 monthly per adult and $600 monthly per child over 5 years. So let's talk more about that. Stimulus update. New proposal could give Americans monthly $1,200 checks. Representative Ilhan Omar voiced her opinion on supporting two proposals which could benefit millions of American families. The first would provide an income floor for everyone in the face of inequality. Meanwhile, the second proposal would make the expanded child tax credit permanent. So first, Omar said she will keep pushing for measures such as guaranteed income through legislative proposals like the Support Act. The Support Act would send $1,200 per month to every adult and $600 per month to every child through local governments via cash payments over a 5-year period. So this is huge. This would be a guaranteed income program on a national level, meaning that every single adult, doesn't matter what city, state you're in, it would be $1,200 monthly for adults, $600 monthly for children per child, and over the course of 5 years. Saying this bill builds on successful guaranteed income pilot programs we have seen in localities nationwide, including Minneapolis and St. Paul, she wrote. So this is big news here. When it comes to ending child poverty, basically they want to extend the child tax credit as well. So 3 lawmakers said in an April 6 announcement that on a federal level, this program would be universal and include no income phase-ins or phase-outs. That's for the child tax credit. When it comes to the Support Act, looks like it is still going through Congress. Hasn't been voted on, but I'll let you know. Let me know your thoughts on this proposal that would give $1,200 checks on a monthly basis over 5 years. Is that a good idea, bad idea? Would that help out your financial situation? Let me know your thoughts on that. I'll keep you updated. Moving on with Social Security, huge changes to Social Security are likely on the way. Here's how they compare. So I'll go through some of the changes and what's going on with them. So increased revenue. Basically, what would happen here, if you look at the chart here, basically the proposed change: eliminate base and provide no additional benefit credit, eliminate base and provide benefit credit for all earnings, increase the base to 90% of earnings and provide benefit credit to the new limit. So there's a lot of different proposals here when it comes to increased revenue for Social Security, which would basically tax wealthier individuals. Change retirement age. So the age could potentially change from 65 to 67. Let me know your thoughts on that. Then also cost of living, change cost of living adjustment. So this is a big one. So this would change how the COLA is calculated. Rather than using the COLA that everyone else, like a lot of working families would use a COLA that would be more specific for retirees. So that could be a change there. Changed benefits. There could also be some alternatives on the table for increasing or reducing Social Security benefits. Some potential options on this front include reduce 50% of spouse's benefit by 1% per year until it's 33%, change surviving spouse's benefit to 75% of the sum of the survivor's benefit and deceased spouse's benefit if it's higher than the benefit using the current calculation method, increase the minimum benefit to 125% of the poverty level for all Social Security recipients with 30 years of coverage. That one probably seems popular, where it'd be a higher payout. Yeah, so those are some of the changes that are on the table. Still, Congress sitting around just talking, not really making any headway when it comes to a Social Security change. There's no cuts or expansion or reforms as of yet, but still a lot of talk, so I'll keep you updated. Also, Matt Gaetz wants a discussion on raising Social Security age. That seems to be one of the more popular ones, and it seems like, I guess, on more the right side, the Republican side. Moving on, U.S. inflation falls to lowest level since May of 2021. So here's the inflation breakdown for March of 2023. So the consumer price index eased to 5% in March of 2023 on an annual basis, down from 6% in February, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Energy and food prices declined in March. Housing prices have proven stubborn but are expected to start falling in coming months. And inflation for physical goods has largely eased, but that for services has been stickier, largely due to dynamics in the labor market, and banking turmoil is expected to cool the economy and inflation in the coming months. So when it comes to inflation, here's the chart right here. Eggs are still high, 36%, margarine at 33%, frozen vegetables at 20%. These are increases. Airfare 17%, motor vehicle repair 17%, so electricity 10%. So now on the other side where prices went down, bacon is down negative 5%, computers down negative 5.8%, TVs down 14%, and gas down 18%. So there's some good and bad here, but overall looks like it is trending down. Let me know your thoughts. Are you feeling the effects of inflation going down? Let me know your thoughts on that. And then Fed expects banking crisis to cause a recession this year. So fallout from the U.S. banking crisis is likely to tilt the economy into recession later this year, according to Federal Reserve documents released yesterday. Federal Reserve staff gave FOMC members a presentation about potential repercussions from the failure of Silicon Valley Bank and other tumult in the financial sector. Though Vice Chair Michael Barr said the banking sector is sound and resilient, staff economists said the economy will take a hit. So I feel like it's been forever, over a year, that we've been hearing a huge recession is coming. It was going to come in December. It was going to come in January, the first quarter of 2023. No big recession yet, but we keep hearing that there's going to be a big recession. So I'm not sure. Take a look at what they're talking about here.
Inflation cooled last month to its lowest level in nearly 2 years, the 9th straight month it's done so.
U.S. inflation rose 5% in March compared to a year ago. The price of groceries dropped 0.3% last month, marking the first decline in that index since September 2020. But core inflation, which does not include food and gas prices, remains high. Geeta Gopinath is first Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund. Thank you for being with us.
Pleasure to join you, Jeff.
So inflation has ticked down to its lowest level in nearly 2 years. It's still above where the Fed feels comfortable. Do we know yet when prices will fully level out, or whether the economy can slow down without tipping into a recession?
So, Jeff, inflation indeed has come down from its real highs last year. So we think that it peaked sometime last year, and now it's been coming down. The issue, of course, is that it still stays very high, and especially if you look at the components of inflation that exclude energy and food, which is critical for figuring out how much of underlying inflation there is, that still remains high. Now it's coming down, we're seeing progress, but it is still slow, and there is some ways to go on that. Now the question is, what does it take to bring it down? it requires slowing the economy. It requires slowing growth and demand, which is what the Fed is trying to accomplish with its interest rate increases. But we'll see how much more is needed on that front.
So to your point, part of why the inflation picture is sort of hard to read right now is because you have different sectors moving in different directions. Energy prices are down, food prices continue to decline, the price of a used car has come down, but it costs more money now to buy a new car, and airfares are up 4%. They've soared. What accounts for that?
It is typically the case when you look at inflation that you see different inflation readings in different sectors. And we've seen many changes over time. For instance, if you look at during the pandemic, goods inflation, things that you were buying in terms of furniture and laptops and all of that just soared because everybody was home and working from home, and that's the kinds of things they needed. Now you see goods inflation has come down, but you see services inflation because people are now going out to restaurants and and taking leisure of other kinds, and because of that, you're seeing prices go up over there. And energy prices, which soared right coming out of the pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine, has now come down again. So we see very different trends, again, depending upon people's consumption behavior and also, geopolitical events.
The IMF, as you well know, warned of a, quote, anemic outlook for the economy due to higher interest rates, turmoil in the banking sector, the war in Ukraine, as you just mentioned. Yet Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen yesterday rejected pessimism about the overall economy, and she said, I wouldn't overdo the negativism. Why the disconnect? What accounts for that?
Firstly, we all recognize, even the IMF recognizes, that the world economy has shown a lot of resilience against some very hard shocks. The pandemic, the war with energy prices soaring. So despite all of that, the labor market is tight, consumption spending is high. So there are bright spots, right? This is clearly the case. But at the same time, we have to recognize that policymakers are trying to bring inflation down, which means they're raising interest rates, which is what you need to do to bring inflation down. The economy should slow. And you saw in March, the banking stress that triggered more financial tightening. So therefore, I think the baseline is that we continue to have some growth, even if it's not the highest growth numbers, but the risks are weighed to the downside. We could see much more financial stress than we've seen. The war is not over. Energy prices could go back up. So we just want to be cautious about, just declaring victory and saying that we're all in a good spot.
What are your thoughts? Is there going to be a recession, a big recession? Is the economy getting better, getting worse? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should do. So every time you make mistakes, you make mistakes and you only have one life. So clean those up and make a new world. And also what you should do is you should always be passionate with what you have, because that next time it won't be there. But still you'll be there. So you guys are great and good. And learn by your mistakes. So, bye!
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So the girls did a lemonade stand yesterday, the first one of the season now that the weather's getting nice, and they killed it. So we have like the girls set up a little lemonade stand in front of our driveway. And a bunch of people love it, and Bella makes it fresh, squeezes her own lemons and all that. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.